this knot out of my shoulder while you're at it. Get back, you fetcher!
Hold the flank!
Can never have enough of that.
Welcome to the temple at Ralka, Moon Hallowed. This one knows, Hallowed. Former main Akuzri is here. Preparations have begun. Your path to the Two Moons dance begins here and now. The champions are here. They awaited your arrival with great enthusiasm. Are you ready to join them within? Excellent. The Queen, the Sylvanar, even the fallen light Akuzri is within. This one's superior, Kauzana Bijo, awaits you at the dais. Follow Hadamdo, Hallowed.
I know that scent. Green keep you, my friend. The Sylvanar and I are well pleased that we could be here to support the Khajiiti people. Oh no. My people are deeply divided. I believe this is one of the most vulnerable moments our fragile dominion has faced. King Camoran himself felt he had to remain in Valenwood. Stay close to the people. Keep them from worrying. I've spoken with the champions, taken in their scent. They seem lean, strong, flexible, much like my Sylvanar. I feel they do not have the experience, the age that the main should have. But I'm willing to watch and wait and see.
My friend, it's good to see you again. I'm thrilled I could persuade Aselmo to trek out here. We need to support Akuzri and the champions. This is a vulnerable moment for our fragile new dominion. Cautious might be a better word. Since the Dominion formed, there has been a great deal of political turmoil. The Old Guard in Oridon, resistance to King Camoran's rule, and now the spiritual leader of the Khajiit corrupted by a dark spirit. I've known the Speaker and the Main for years and have every confidence in them. I've spoken to Shazar and Kali here in the temple, and I'm most impressed. The Somerset Isles will support elsewhere, come what may.
This one is humbled to stand before the moon, hallowed. You have done so much for Akuzri's people. More than he has done in some time, he thinks. You speak falsely. As this one said at Arentia, Akuzri is the main no more. The touch of darkness, the stain of Java Darn's creature remains. He can never atone for what he did. This one has known Shazar and Kali since they were cubs, since their days at the temple. They are strong, proud women. Our people will be in good hands, whoever walks the Two Moons path.
Hallowed, strange to refer to you by that title after everything else you've done for the Dominion. But then, I suppose this was ordained in the moonlight, yes? News of Akuzri's fall has spread as fast as the wind. All of elsewhere is talking about these two young women. As you probably know, this is the first time we've had two candidates for the main at the same time. There's a great deal of talk. I signed the Elden Accord. The people trust me. They trust my judgment. They know that I will serve ably as speaker to the next main. With my help, The people will grow to love her.
Everyone has gathered for the ceremony, and now with your arrival, we are ready to begin. The ceremony begins with consumption of the moon sugar elixir. This unique brew will make your mind more receptive to the touch of Joan and Jode. We have prepared the temple for this unique trial. Never in recorded history have there been two. Every candidate that undergoes this ritual is met by a figure from their past. The trial path is meant to cleanse the candidate of doubt and regret. The guide aids in that process. The moon sugar elixir is the gateway to the ritual. It allows you to open the doors of your mind, bask in the light of the moons. The touch of Joan and Jode will permeate your senses. Every main walks 3 paths. The life path is spent growing and loving and learning. The ceremony, here today, begins their trial path. After the cleansing at the temple, each candidate faces a trial unique to the course of their life path. To prove worthy, a candidate must walk the trial path to its conclusion. Here in the march, that is the temple at Dune. Here, Shazah or Kali will walk the final path. The 2 moons path. We may speak more of that day later, Hallowed. Excellent. Let us begin. We have gathered here to usher the champions on to their next path. The trial path. These 3 cups contain moon sugar elixir, a sacred potion. They will allow the light of the moons into your souls. Champions, step forth and drink the elixir. This 3rd cup is for the Moon Hallowed, who will walk with the champions on their path. Hallowed, step forward and drink the elixir.
You know that elixir was actually pretty tasty. They never mentioned that in any of the texts. Sure, of course. Are the walls supposed to wobble like that? Never mind. Are you ready? That's the kind of confidence that we'll need. Let's do this. That hut, this place, are those supposed to be Nahatan flu victims?
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant homagers.
Hallowed, without your wisdom, I don't know if I could stand to be here. This must be where I'm to meet my guide.
Shazza, my daughter, it's good to see you again.
Father?
You've become so adept with magic, my daughter. Your wisdom has far exceeded my own.
Father, you are my guide. Why are you here? What am I to learn from this cleansing?
My Shazza, always so eager to learn. Cub, you and your sister have a connection that transcends knowledge. Now, you must face my past. Pray at the lunar shrines. Learn from Kali that you may face what lies ahead at Moonmont. Become what you were born to be.
Thank you for your wisdom, Father. Goodbye.
This disease. We've been here for weeks, and we still know nothing about it. If we can't understand how it spread, how can we treat it?
We've already lost Neen and Lanalore. If we don't leave Orcrest now, the whole team will succumb. The flu has ravaged the city, and the Colovians will be here in days. You have to get your daughter out of here.
Old friend, it's too late for me. Shazza is in your hands now. Get her home safely. I'll do what I can before the end. Shazza, please try to be brave. I'm sorry I won't be there for you and your sister, and I pray that the flu never reaches Dune. Look after our family, and remember always.
My father? I should have known it would be one of our parents. Just like Main Zabeden show, 400 years ago. Father was sent to treat the Nahatan flu outbreak in Orcrest 17 years ago. The disease proved too potent, and he and his team died. I was there, as a cub. I'll be fine. Kali and I have known we would face darkness here since we were cubs. I just wonder. I want to know what he meant earlier. Let's go and find out. A disease, a mysterious illness that swept across the face of Tamriel. It is said that it was a punishment from the Argonians, a retribution for the dark deeds done against the race by the Dark Elves. But no one knows for sure. No, not at all. The creatures in these visions, I don't know. I don't. Wait, actually, it makes perfect sense. These visions are a part of me, as much as memories. I was terrified of plague. Father was the most talented alchemist in all of Dune. When we were young, clients would come from as far away as High Rock to consult him. I think the Main himself asked Father to tend the sick. I'll be fine. Kali and I have known we would face darkness here since we were cubs. I just wonder. I'm ready. I should warn you, though. We'll probably see more of those flu victim monsters in the next room. I was so frightened of them as a child. Get ready, and thank you. My father's medical team? Dark moons. Those men and women worked with my father. Neen used to cook for us. She'd even stew vegetables when we asked nicely. No need for your sympathy, Hallowed. This is what my father meant. This is what he spoke of when he spoke of decisiveness. I need to move forward. No looking back. Yes, like Kali, I've spent so much of my life studying. So much spent examining texts, words. Action, though. Action is needed to be a true leader. Let's go, Hallowed.
Shazad doesn't look like her usual upbeat self. Is she all right?
Of course, of course. She probably knew exactly what to expect here. No moon sugar-induced vision would scare the likes of her. I'm ready. Shazad's done well, I'm sure. Time for my chance to prove my worth. Colovians here? These bastards killed my mother. Let's take them out.
Don't suppose you'll work this notch out of my shoulder while you're at it? Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up.
Advance! Strike! Now! Fan out! Colovian bastards! Where are you? I know there are more of you. I can smell you. Come out and face me! What's going on here?
You draw your sword when you're frightened, Kali. Just like when you were a little girl.
Mother? Is that you?
Even as a cub, you were filled with such anger. After I died, that anger grew. Now, you laugh and curse in turn.
Mother, Neimu, we lost you so long ago. And you were gone so much. Why are you here?
I know, Kali. But you and Shazah had each other. A bond that transcends your age. Now, face your past. Face my rage. Pray at the lunar shrines. Know what has come before. That you may face what lies ahead at Moonmont. Channel your passion, Kali. Protect your sister and our people. Become what you were born to be.
Wait! Don't go!
Captain, you have to pull back. There's too many of them.
Get my daughter out of here, Sergeant. I'll hold them off. Die, Colovian dogs! Is this all you've got, you bastards? Come at me!
Ha! They sent a house cat to fight their battles. Desperate failure.
Kali! Jaza! Be safe.
My mother. I can't believe it. Why? Mother was a great warrior, a commander. She led a squad in the campaign to retake Orcrest and Riverhold from the damned Colovians. That was almost 20 years ago. Mother was very well respected in our militia. She used to train the cubs from a young age in the use of claw and blade. Shazza used to sit and read after training, and we'd all take turns practicing tumbles and leaps. She was such a good teacher. Cities in elsewhere, to the east of Dune. When Shazza and I were young, the Colovians annexed most of the northern part of the province. They thought our people were too weak from the Nahatan flu to fight back. A terrible disease. It took many people from the face of Tamriel. Actually, how we lost our father. Why are you even asking? I'm fine. I've known I'd be facing something dark in here since I was a cub. The monks made it very clear. Here, wherever we have to go next, the Two Moons Path, this is not an easy journey. The monks taught us that once we complete this moon's blasted cleansing, we'll have to face some kind of challenge before we walk the final path. We should see hints as to where we must go before all of this is over. Kali is ready. Why? Do you need more time to rest? If I know anything about these spirit journeys, we will most likely face that general as our final test. And I am eager to put my blade into his side. You killed my mother, you bastard!
They're coming for us.
You're weak, just like your mother.
Back on your feet.
Back straight. You bastards!
My blade has tasted the blood of my mother's killer. I should feel happy, righteous, but I don't feel anything. The monks taught us that this cleansing would open old wounds, and I expected to feel triumph, victory, like any day in the field. But here, he was just another threat to put down. I think I understand what my mother was telling me. Who I fight is not the question I should ask. The question I should ask is, why do I fight? I fight to protect those I care for, and perhaps someday, those I lead. Thank you, Hallod. I could not have done this without you.
You've done it, Hallowed. The champions have stepped onto their new path, and all that remains is to conclude the ritual. The final step, the cleansing itself. Please, step back, Moon Hallowed. Your journey as champions is complete. The final cleansing begins. Relax your bodies. Calm your minds. Let the light of Joan and Joan wash away your doubts, your regrets. The cleansing is complete. Shazza and Kali have left the path of the lunar champions behind. The cleansing is complete. Moon Hallowed, step forward and speak to me. Thank you, Hallowed. You filled your role admirably, as hundreds of Moon Hallowed have done before you. You have the thanks of all who praise the bright moons. May Joan and Jode guard your steps and keep you safe in the trials to come. You and the champions, excuse me, the candidates, you must make for your next challenge. The moons tell me that your next destination has been revealed to you. Yes, the moons tell me that the spirits of the past spoke of a temple, the holy temple of Moonmont. Its walls once sang of moonlight, and now drip with the corruption of the Dark Main. Hunt him down, Hallowed. Cleanse the temple, restore the cool light of Joan and Jode, and always stand beside the candidates. Shazah and Kali are counting on you. May the bright moons light your path, Hallowed. You should know there is an additional task you could undertake. It might improve your chances at Moonmont. In times long past, the Moon Hallowed would often make use of a relic sacred to the Khajiit people. Today, it is just an old lump of metal, a bauble of bygone years. But it could come in useful in the trials ahead. It is called the Golden Claw. Its power and splendor was such that an entire clerical order surrounds it. They have pledged themselves to its safekeeping for many, many years. The Order of the Claw, just one of the many organizations within the lunar clergy. Kazana Bijo belongs to the Broken Paw. We are less martial than many of the clerical orders. We prefer studious contemplation to open-clawed combat. At a monastery known as Dokrin, it means warrior's grin in the tongue of my people. Dokrin lies to the southwest of Roka, west of the Iliad ruin called Tormar. It is as this one said, the use of the relic has fallen out of favor in modern times. But it is still a powerful object. And this is a most unusual trial for our candidates. This one thought you might appreciate every advantage.
Honest merchant, trust this one. What do you want?
We have less trees here in Reaper's March than many other places, so I find carpenter is a rare and cherished thing. This one, he is a fine carpenter. What do you need?
For all of these crimes, this one sentences him to the stocks until such time as he shows proper repentance.
Nice hole.
never have enough of that. A nice little present from Vec, eh? You have a moment. Something's come up. Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting. I hope you're watching.
got a letter from my father about my mother, Irene. She's gone missing. She has a habit of running off on an adventure at the drop of a hat and being gone for weeks at a time, but Dad says she's been out of touch for a while now. He's worried. It runs in the family. Well, Mom's side. Dad's a halalu trader she partnered with for years before settling down. Mostly settling down. She'd acquire all sorts of rare items for their clients, but my father said they haven't had any commissions. Mom neglected to mention it, I'm sure, but my father mentioned getting an angry letter from one of their old clients at the Stormhold Mages Guild, claiming she reneged on their arrangement after taking payment. Would you mind if we pay them a visit? Dad's letter said that the one raising a stink was an old client of theirs named Myrtolivian, a member of the Stormhold Mages Guild. Let's get to Shadowfen and see just what sort of trouble Mom got herself into this time. It's that obvious, eh? When Mom's in one of her flighty moods, it usually sorts itself out, but sometimes she gets so wrapped up in something it becomes an obsession. Someone has to talk some sense into her, and that someone is usually me. I got my mom's knack for adventure and my dad's level-headedness, so I'm the only one who's both crazy enough to go after her and sane enough to talk some sense into her. I also happen to be their eldest child, so it's my filial duty to the house. Not so much. Our family is of little consequence, so we're free to be a bunch of impetuous miscreants chasing our own whims. If I'd been born to one of the great houses, I'd either be a pawn in their schemes, or a disappointment, like Father. He's a seventh son of a seventh son in House Halalu, so he wasn't going to amount to anything without climbing over his siblings. Dad's too sweet for that, so we wound up marrying into our little house for something as unprofitable as love. We lived there for a good few years when I was young. It was awkward at times. Argonians don't trust dark elves, for good reason. I like to think my parents showed them different, but not everyone warmed up to us. I know. It just ashes my hide that a few rotten fetchers ruined it for the rest of us. But that's not quite the truth. It's easy to blame it all on House Drez and the Telvanni, but they weren't the only ones keeping slaves before the Pact. No, my mom and dad never approved of it. I even had a cousin who was forced into servitude, and they helped my uncle free him at great risk to themselves. But our ancestors, that... I don't know. Yeah, I suppose. I just feel foolish for taking our innocence for granted. If my ancestors weren't guiltless, I'll just have to be better than them. That's all there is to it. I can start by getting my mother to act more responsibly. Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
A fallen star is an omen of someone in need.
Priorities, my Sahida? The answer is no.
We have greater concerns. Let someone else see to your fallen star.
We never really got to say thank you, Hallowed. You stood beside us at Ralka, saw our parents, saw our past. Thank you for your guidance and friendship. It means a great deal to us. But then, enough about the past. Kali has already laughed at my attempts to write down what happened. We have much more dangerous, immediate threats ahead of us. Kali has been chomping at the bit. She has grown tired of these Dromatra and hungers for bigger game. We hunt the Dark Mane, who has taken root deep within Moonmont. His legions have boiled up from below, killed most of the monks. And the beacons that mark the site as holy ground are grown dark. They fuel a ward lock upon the temple door. Take this prayer to the bright moons. We must go to the beacons, the large pillars around the temple. There we pray. We cleanse the beacons and drive away this darkness. Hallowed, I know together we can see this done. What do you say?
We'll meet you at the beacons. See you there, Hallowed.
Here, let's combine strengths.
Hallowed, this one is glad you are here. This beacon has an intensity to its corruption. It is teeming with the energies of the Dromatra. Shazza must perform the purification. You are powerful, my friend. But Shazza has long experience dealing with the dark energies here. She must be the one to dispel them. Besides, they come for the beacon! More of them! Watch yourself! He's done. Thank you, Hallowed. I shall meet you at the temple entrance.
Can never have enough of that.
Just wanted to be sure you were well protected. Go ahead, Hallowed. Nice work. See you at Temple Door.
Dad's letter said that the one raising a stink was an old...
With the beacons cleansed, this ward is just an annoyance. Shazai is preparing to crack it wide open. You've already done your part here, Hellod. Let's just stand back and let her do it. Shazza, what happened?
That thing was stronger than it looked. I'll be fine. Let's get inside. Try to keep up, Hallowed. Another barrier. Shazza can crack it. Dark Moons. This one is even stronger than the one outside.
Moonmont should be the heart of lunar light in Reaper's March. Instead, we are surrounded by darkness. Tharn and the Dark Main dare to tread on temple ground. Blasphemies against the Two Moons dance, and corruption crawls the walls in Moonmont's inner chamber. The Dark Main's residue has twisted the altars to Masur and Secunda. It crawls from between the bricks, stretching and clinging to any ray of light. The darkness of the Dromathra reaches from where they dwell beyond, snuffing out all it touches. Ah, yes. Each of the three altars is normally aligned to one of the lunar phases. Simply refocus their light,
Throw back the darkness and reclaim... that should allow you to pass through the door. In times of old, the carvings and adornments upon the walls would sing of the dance. Precious stones inlaid upon intricate plaques would speak to Masur and Secunda. Time has not been kind to these adornments, but still, they may speak to you. The altars are aligned, the darkness thrown back. Destroy the barrier, Shazar!
Let's see this done.
Right behind you, sister. Where is he?
I don't know. He should be in here.
You're mine now, champions!
Kali, watch out!
What?
Ah!
Hallowed, I can see the light of the dance reflected in your eyes. Joan and Jode smile down upon you now. They are with you at this difficult hour. You must choose. With you are two motes in the darkness. Kali and Shazar are the lunar champions, truly. One will go on to shine as brightly as Joan and Jode. The other will twist and rot and wither here in the corruption below Moonmont. You are the Moon Hallowed. It is your destiny to make this choice. One will live with you and walk the Two Moons' path. They will become the next Main. The other will hold the Dark Main in place here, and dwell forever in darkness. Ridthar will tell you what he can, but know that this choice is yours. You must choose with your heart, and your mind, and your soul. You say it truly. She will remain here, a prisoner in darkness. Only through the strength of her heart, the wisdom of her mind, can the evil that is the Dark Main be contained. You have seen for yourself, Moon Hallowed. The devastation at Fort Grimwatch. That is what is possible for a Dark Main fully in control of their host. When the host and the darkness are one, the darkness is terrifying. The Dark Main is a creature of darkness, a being from beyond the stars. The only way he could be truly destroyed is to face him in one of those places beyond. But here, now, one of the champions can hold him, make the world safe from his evil. No, Hallowed. This must be your decision. Speak to the champions if you need to. Hear what they have to say before you decide. This must be your decision, alone.
Hallowed, Kali is not prepared for what's required here. Choose me to contain the Dark Mane. Of course, Hallowed. I will answer any questions I can to make your decision easier. I would try to lead with wisdom, as the monks taught us, as I learned from my father. Absolutely. Kali would make a far better mane. Her strength and resolve would serve her well. Shazza is well acquainted with the darkness of the Dromatra. She knows what must be done. I can do this. This is my responsibility. Take Kali and leave this place. Hallowed, she should be the next mane. I am just a scribe who was born on a particular day at a particular time. I do not deserve to be mane.
Hallowed, Shazza cannot contain this darkness. She does not have the strength. Choose me to take on this burden. Ask me any questions you need to. Let's get this whole thing over with. I would lead with a firm hand and a brave heart, just as Mother taught me all those years ago. Yes, Hallowed. Shazza is brilliant and talented, but I do not think she can physically take the strain of holding this darkness within her. I have the strength and the will to take on this burden. Yes, Shazza is much better suited to lead our people. She has studied so long and so hard. She knows much of the Bright Moons and is much better at dealing with people. She should lead, and I should stay.
Sister, please reconsider.
This is the way it must be. Sister, do not weep for me. This creature is now contained. Leave this place, sister.
Ali, why? Damn that Javadan to oblivion. I won't let her live like this, Hallowed. I won't. You and I are going to walk the path together. We'll destroy Tarn, and I will return with the most powerful sages in Tamriel. Together, we'll free my sister from this torment.
Mother Morrowind has her eye on you.
Kali. Damn it. So strong, so forceful, so stupid when it comes to things like this. Walk the Two Moons path. It's been my destiny since I was a cub. I know that now. We walk the path, and I become the new main. Then we get my sister back.
Nice hole. I can't wait to take a load off at the inn.
Next time I'm in the field, I think I'll bring a great warhammer.
Sure, Denis.